So check this out. We just got some new data a few hours ago that could have major implications for the crypto market because it does suggest a potential turning point in a year-long trend. Hi, my name is Justin Bennett. Hope you're doing well. In today's video, I'm going to share with you that new data we got that could have major implications for Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market. We're also going to run through some critical Bitcoin levels, and I'll show you exactly what Bitcoin has to do to take advantage of today's news. I'll also cover another major event on Thursday in less than 24 hours and give you two key scenarios to watch for that event. So today's big news was the CPI, the inflation data that came out at 8.5% year over year. Now, if you saw yesterday's video, you know why that's significant. In yesterday's video, I mentioned that if the inflation data came out below consensus, which was 8.7, then we could see a bullish move from the crypto market as well as the stock market. And that's exactly what we saw. So the inflation data came in at 8.5% today, which the consensus was 8.7. So clearly that was below, and we got that bullish move from Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market. Now, the reason this is significant, not that 8.5% is all that much lower than 8.7%, but the reason this is significant is because for nearly a year now, we have seen the CPI, the inflation data, just continue to churn higher month after month. And this is really the first time we've seen a lower number than the month before, with the exception of April. So the idea here is that this could be a potential turning point in inflation. In other words, we may have reached peak inflation, which a lot of economists and even Elon Musk think that we have. Now, another reason this is significant is that if you watched yesterday's video, you know that lower inflation, or if inflation continues to trend lower, then we could see the Fed back off from those rate hikes just a little bit. And that's exactly what markets are pricing in today. That's why we're seeing the rally, because once again, lower inflation means less aggressive rate hikes, which means bullish markets. Now, I still think Bitcoin is the market to watch here. I covered this over the past 2 days, but there is a massive channel that goes back to 2021 that could have huge implications for this market. Combine this with the lower than forecast inflation that we saw today, and we could have a bullish scenario on our hands. Now, I do want to say that if you watched my video from 2 days ago on Monday, I was wrong. Okay, I had this level placed just below 24,200, somewhere around like 23,450. And after studying the chart some more, looking at the recent wicks over the past year and a half, it does look like this level is closer to 24,200. So that's going to be a key difference here, because it means that the level is still serving as resistance, which is exactly why we're seeing Bitcoin sell off from today's high. So looking at the Bitcoin daily time frame, you can see where this level served as support back in May before Bitcoin dropped below it. Now, since that time, this level has served as resistance over the past few weeks. So the key here is that this level at 24,200 is still serving as resistance for Bitcoin, and it's going to take a daily close above that level at 8 p.m. Eastern in order to flip it back to support. So that's critical here, because it means that once again, Bitcoin is still holding below that resistance level despite today's lower than forecast inflation numbers. So if we move in here on the daily time frame, you can see exactly where Bitcoin is struggling today, right above 24,000, and that's the bottom of that channel. So that's the blue line you see here, and you can also see that horizontal resistance is in the same spot right at 24,200. So it is going to take a daily close above that to flip that to support. Now, for today, what we need to see happen is we need to see Bitcoin close the day above 23,450 in order to flip that back to support, because that's also a key level here, and we saw Bitcoin close below it on Tuesday. So two critical things have to happen this week. One, we need to get a daily close back above 23,450, okay, 23,450, and also above 24,200. Again, it's going to come down to the daily close at 8 p.m. Eastern for both of those levels, because right now they are technically both holding as resistance on a daily closing basis. Now, if we do get those reclaims, okay, above 23,450 and 24,200, then the next resistance area for Bitcoin is going to be around mid 25,000. So right around 25,400, followed by mid 26s, right around 26,500. And alternatively, if we see Bitcoin continue to struggle, fail to close above 23,450 and also 24,200, then the next key support for Bitcoin comes in right around 22,400, followed by 21,600. So next up, I'm going to show you my long-term outlook for Bitcoin if it can reclaim these levels. But before I do, if you are enjoying this content, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one that teach you how to make money with cryptocurrency. So if we can see Bitcoin reclaim those two levels that I mentioned and start to move higher over the coming days, then here are the two key areas I'm watching over the coming weeks. Now, the first one comes in right around $30,000, and that's because of the consolidation that we saw back in May. daily. So that's going to be the first one. And here you're looking at VPVR. So this is visible range. This shows you the volume by price. So typically when you have volume on a chart, you see volume at the bottom of the chart that shows volume by time. Visible range shows you the volume by price. All right, so $30,000 area is going to be a huge area for Bitcoin. Above that, though, we do have the confluence of resistance up around $38,000. Now, I talked about $38,000 Bitcoin 2 days ago. So if you missed that video, I'll link to it up above and go check that out because I did talk about $38,000 Bitcoin and how it could be possible based on what's happened here over the past year and a half. But once again, Bitcoin has to get above those two levels I mentioned. So 23,450 and also 24,200 on a daily closing basis to really confirm the breakout and set the market up for these levels. Now, the big event for Thursday comes out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, and that's Producer Price Index. So PPI, this is also an inflation number, and it's going to have huge implications for the market as well, just like CPI did today. So the same rules apply here. We want to see a lower number in order for markets to rally, and a higher number than consensus would likely cause markets to sell off. So the consensus for tomorrow is 10.4%. So once again, the same rules apply. Anything lower than 10.4% would be bullish for the crypto market. Anything higher could cause a sell-off. Now, obviously, the lower this goes, the better. So if we get something around like 10.1 or 10.2, that's likely going to be bullish for the market, especially if we get something in the 9%. That's going to be very bullish. Anything over that 10.4 mark, though, 10.5, 10.6, especially 10.6 or above, would be bearish for the market. So here are my thoughts on all of this, just to wrap things up. It was nice to see CPI come in lower than forecast today. It wasn't, a great number, but it's still a better number than we got last time. And it also beat the forecast. So that is something, and I think it could mark peak inflation, which would be very bullish for the markets. And even if it's not peak inflation, to be honest with you, it just takes the markets believing that it is, because this data doesn't come out all the time. So even if markets believe that this is peak inflation, it could be bullish for the crypto market as well as the stock market. However, I do want to see Thursday's PPI number to get a better feel for the inflation numbers out there, to see if today's number was a fluke from CPI or if we really are potentially at peak inflation. And as for Bitcoin, it's really going to take a close above $24,200 on at least a daily closing basis. A weekly closing basis would be even better, but I'll take a daily close above that. I think if we get that, then we could really start to see this relief rally take off. Now, if we see a rejection from that and the market starts to put in lower lows, then I think we're in trouble. But for right now, I am cautiously bullish on the crypto market, especially if we see tomorrow's PPI number come in lower than that 10.4% consensus. As always, have a wonderful rest of the day. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and check out this video if you want to see how Bitcoin might reach $38,000, or this one over here to see how to trade Bitcoin this week. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you back here every day, Monday through Friday. Until next time, take care.